Hey there, welcome to my channel, Messes with Michelle. If you're returning, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Michelle. I'm going to be sharing with you deep cleaning my Bissell Pet Hair Eraser handheld vacuum in today's video. Here are just a few shots of what the vacuum currently looks like before cleaning it. There's a lot of hair, a lot of dust, and overall the filter is just loaded with pet hair and debris. So this is way overdue for a good deep cleaning. I just want to make a disclaimer that this is how I clean my Bissell handheld at home, and that you should always refer to the manufacturer's instructions when cleaning your vacuum. I'm not a repair technician or a vacuum specialist or repair person. This is just my way of sharing how I clean my vacuum at home. I always make sure that the green light is no longer illuminated, indicating that the vacuum is off. And if I'm charging it and I want to clean it, I always remove the charging cord from the outlet from the wall. Next, I'm going to disassemble my vacuum. There's an eject button underneath the power button, and there's another one by the power foot, I think it's called, where the brush roll is housed. So I'm going to just press the eject buttons to remove the pieces and disassemble the vacuum. So here's the power foot being removed. And then next, the other eject button I'm going to press, and that's going to remove the dust canister from the base of the vacuum. Now you have three separate pieces. And this will now allow you, when the canister is removed from the base, to access your filter inside. So all you have to do is gently pull out the filter, and you will see in just a moment how truly gross my filter is, and you can see why I'm giving my vacuum a deep clean today. While I was cleaning my vacuum, I wore gloves, and I should have been wearing a mask because as I was cleaning my filter, since it was so covered in dust and debris and hair, I found there's a lot of fine dust floating in the air. And if it wasn't minus 30 degrees Celsius the day I was cleaning this, I probably would have cleaned this in the garage or just outside, so this way I would prevent having that dust in the house. But just because it was so cold, I just did this down in my basement, but maybe this is something to do next time in the summer instead of the dead of winter. Now that a majority of the fur is removed from the filter, you're going to see there's a screen that's actually covering the filter. I just did a quick counterclockwise and I removed the screen covering, and you can see I'm getting down to the nitty-gritty of the filter, and this is where the finer dust was hiding, and you can see it just loaded in all those nooks and crannies of the filter. I just grabbed a paintbrush and I'm gently just brushing off the filter to get between the grooves. I'm trying to get as much of the dust out as possible before I give it a good rinse. I know that this stuff might not be necessary to some people, but I find that when dust gets wet, especially if it's really thick, it might get really clumpy and muddy. So I'm just trying to prevent a future mess when I start to get the filter wet. Next, I'm going to clean the power foot where the brush roll is kept, and I'm going to use a Phillips screwdriver to remove the 4 screws. And it took just a few minutes to remove the screws, and once all the screws are removed, the top plate will be removed quite easily. And there was an area that I didn't realize I could access the brush a little bit easier. On the far left-hand panel, there's this little section that you can remove just to take the brush roll out, but since I wanted to do a deep clean of my machine, I just took everything apart. So now you can see I have access to the full brush roll, and there's some fur wrapped around the brush, and it wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be, which was a relief, and I was able to easily remove it without having to cut it with scissors, which was nice. I'm now cleaning out the dust canister, and I chose to use just vinegar and water spray with a paper towel. I didn't want to submerge the chamber just because I wasn't quite sure if it should be submerged, because there's 2 little metal prongs that connect to the base, and I wasn't sure if that was going to damage it if I did put it in water. So rather be safe than sorry, I just used a light spray of the vinegar and water and used the paper towel without having to submerge it inside water and possibly damaging it. Now I'm going to clean the base, and it was just dusty, so I just decided to use my vinegar and water and paper towel to wipe down the base. And there's a little vent on the base, and I wasn't quite sure exactly what this was for, just probably for airflow. And there's this little tiny piece of material. It just looks like a little filter. It didn't look very dirty at all, so I just placed it aside and put it back. I didn't bother to wash it because it didn't look like it needed it. I just did a really quick wipe down of the base. Now I'm going to clean the area where the brush roll is kept, and once again, vinegar and water with a paper towel just to wipe off the dust. And you'll notice off to the side there's a piece of rubber. I think that's just to help prevent any damage when you're vacuuming if you bump a corner. So it's kind of like a bumper, I would say, on the motor area. So I'm just being very careful in this area because this is where the motor is in the belt. So I was very gentle to remove any debris or any dust, and just once again, paper towel and some vinegar and water. I did not submerge this at all because there is some electrical components inside. Now I'm moving on and cleaning the filter as well as the cover for where the motor and the brush is, and then also the brush roll itself. I'm just using warm water and a microfiber cloth to clean each component. While I was cleaning the brush roll, a last minute decision, I used some laundry detergent to clean it off. I do not recommend that. I'm not quite sure if that is something you should use on your brush roll. It's just the closest thing that I had on hand, and I just wanted to quickly just use some soap to maybe get off any dust or debris that was hidden in the bristles. So I just used a little blob of the detergent and then made sure to thoroughly rinse it off. Now I'm moving on, I'm cleaning the filter, and I did see that there's replacement filters available online, but I wanted to just rinse out the one that I had, and I have a Bissell Crosswave with a similar material for the filter, and I've cleaned that multiple times, so I felt it was safe to do so for my handheld pet eraser. So I'm just rinsing it off with water. I didn't use any detergent, I just rinsed it off. I'm not looking for perfection, just whatever I could rinse off is better than what it looked like before. I laid everything out to thoroughly dry, and I think it took about a day to dry out, but when I reassembled this, it was about a week later, so I knew everything was 100% dry. So then I just had to do everything back in reverse and reassemble everything. So I'm starting with the power foot or the brush roll area, and there's these small notches on one end of the brush roll that connects inside the brush area so it easily slides in. And remember that little bumper that I showed you, that piece of plastic? You're just going to pop that on to the end, and it's pretty easy to kind of find out where the notches are to easily slide it in. So I just kind of followed the direction of how everything kind of slid back in, and then I just took those 4 screws, the Phillips screwdriver, and then I just reassembled and placed back the cover. This is the part that I noticed for easy access to the brush roll. There's a little tiny, almost like a screw that's on the side of the brush roll, and there's a lock and unlock little symbol. So I just turned that little screw counterclockwise to the unlock position. This little black panel pops off, and then you can access the brush roll. You'll notice that it's still a little bit dirty underneath because I failed to do this earlier when I cleaned it out. So I'm just taking it out, little bits and pieces, but not looking for perfection, but it is nice to have it clean in there. So I'm just kind of taking out what I can with my hands. Once I was finished cleaning out that little chamber, I just put the little piece of plastic back on, and I just use my tool here and I just turn that little screw in the lock position, so this way it's locked in place. Next, I'm going to put the screen back onto the filter, just really easy, just connect the two together and then just turn in a clockwise position, and that will lock the screen onto the filter. Now I'm going to put the filter back into the dust container, and there's really only one way to put the filter back in. There's a small like cutout indentation on the filter, and I knew this was the bottom, so I just had to follow the shape of the filter to the shape of the dust container and just slide the filter in. This was very straightforward. Just have to slide it in, and it just doesn't really lock into place, but you know that it's secure and it's in the right direction because it doesn't really fall out. Now I'm going to connect the base, the dust canister, and the brush roll motor all together. Once I hear the click, I know that all the pieces are secure together. Here's a reminder what the Bissell Pet Hair Eraser first started off as. It was dusty, it had tons of fur on the filter, and just was very neglected. I really hope you enjoy these satisfying before and after shots. Thank you so much for hanging out with me as I clean my Bissell Pet Hair Eraser handheld vacuum. I hope that the before and after was satisfying to you as it was to me. The filter looks great, the whole entire vacuum looks amazing, and it's always hard to want to use this now because it looks so great and clean, but it's now ready to be used and it has a lot better performance since I have cleaned it out. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will catch you in my next video when I upload next. Bye!